So, for people that are trying to publish a book or trying to write a book, you have to keep in mind that you can judge a book by its cover, and you're supposed to judge a book by its cover. Because when you're in a bookstore, you flip through books, things jump out at you, it looks interesting, you pick it up and you read it. The only other way for people to buy your book is if they know about the title ahead of time. But if you're not that well known, no one's going to know that you exist, so you have to grab their attention. And that's what I've done here with the bright colors, the texture, the pattern of the kimono there with the floral pattern and stuff like that. And each page is a presentation, it's exactly the same. On the inside it's duplicated, so you have a little bit of visual consistency. The texture of the branches, the colors up top there, and your eye goes from object to object, so it's easy to read. Your eye is comfortable going to different things on the page. And the layout of the type is also important, and so that's what I've done here with the columns. This book is written about my friend Robert, who went to live in Asia for a while, and he did a lot of writing there. He did a lot of sketching and illustrations, and he had a tough time anyway. He was looking for work there, and that's what it says there. He was going to go teaching English in Japan, but Japan's a huge city. I mean, it's very large. It's difficult to get your way around. There's the, classroom, whatever. He ended up not doing that after all because he missed the interview because he couldn't find where he was going. So he ended up going to these Friday night parties with a friend of his, Kazuo, who Kazuo hosted the parties anyway, and he ended up just sketching different girls there and different friends of his, and he wanted me to put those into the book along with all of the writing. So that's what I have there. Each page is designed to bring out these different elements. There's a lot of work yet to do in this book. Anyway, he got lost in Japan, and he made a friend, Muhammad, from Riyadh, and yeah, so it turns out Muhammad introduced Robert to some Chinese friends, and they all got together, and these guys were university students in Tokyo, but not at Tokyo University. There they are there. Robert painted them again. That's a good painting of Muhammad. And anyway, so they all took off. They wanted to visit Beijing because this is the time when the city of Beijing was preparing for the Olympics in 2007. So most of all, they wanted to visit an exhibition at the University of Beijing where they had the Chinese space program, just an exhibition. But Robert's not allowed to bring his camera into China, right? So what he did was he brought his sketchbook, so he was able to sketch things down, write things, and he did a sketch of, this is actually a park just outside the University of Beijing, and it's a really nice painting, and he turned a lot of his sketches into paintings using gouache and watercolor and things like that, so I put that into the book. He also did this one here from memory. This was in the exhibition. They featured some of the different training that they have, where they put the taiko-nauts, those are Chinese astronauts, underwater, and they do their training that way, so he was able to see that. Then they eventually went back to Tokyo, and he just finished up some more sketches, but that trip to China really exhausted his finances, so this is pretty much the end of the book, where he had to go back home. But before he went back home, he met some other people, and he met this girl, which is coming up in the next couple pages here. Yeah, there she is there. She was actually pretty successful because she married a Japanese man, so he kind of paved the way for her. But what he learned was that teaching English in Japan, you can only go so far. It's a good job for young people, but a long-term job teaching English just isn't enough. You can only go so far in Japan being a visitor, so that was his experience, and that's the book.